Welcome to the Virtual Pilgrim podcast, where every step is a part of the journey. The Virtual Pilgrim podcast captures spontaneous, casual chats with people met along the Camino de Santiago, each sharing their own beliefs, stories, and ideas. What you'll hear reflects the person speaking, not the podcast or our sponsors. It's not about agreeing or disagreeing, it's about listening, connecting, and walking alongside each other, even if just for a moment.
Alrighty guys, welcome to day 2 of the Camino de Santiago. I'm here with Mike, the Australian from Perth. Welcome to Spain.
Oh, thank you. It's good first couple of days.
It's a good first couple of days. How's the body, man?
A couple of aches and pains, niggle in the knee, so got some strapping on that just to not damage it. And but no, other than that, it's all good. All good. Just getting into the zone and getting into the rhythm. I think that's been the momentum and what do you call my thing for the first couple of days. Just get into a rhythm and work through it. Get everything settles down.
Yeah. Had you done much walking in preparation?
I'd been, over the last 9 months doing lots of walks and built it up over the last couple of months, but didn't do that much hill work. Did very, very limited hill work.
I mean, you're from Perth, so it's pretty flat, right?
Oh, we've got the Darling Ranges. There's some good hikes.
Okay.
Some really good hikes around Perth. And I'll be taking back to a few of my friends that told me you should hike and into the hills. That was probably my own letdown for myself. I didn't get up into the hills and do some really good hill work. And I'd highly recommend that to anyone that go and do some good quality hill work with your pack over the preceding couple of months. Don't leave it to the last couple of weeks. So I was doing some good days, but just with packs and stuff, but just no hills.
Just no hills, yeah.
So yesterday and today were... felt it.
Yeah, I know when you told me earlier that you were like, oh, my knee was having some issues on the downhill. I was like, yeah, I know exactly. And you're like, no, I'm the side. And so like you said, that's the
LCL.
LCL?
Yeah. So you got your ACL, MCL and LCL. So it's the LCL on the outside, I believe.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I'll trust you, man.
It's just what I was researching and speaking to some people that are in the business. So it's just, just playing up. So never had any knee problems before, so it should settle down. Now we've got rid of the big downhills.
Yeah.
Should settle down for the next week or so.
Now, I don't know if I told you earlier, but the next place we're going is Pamplona.
Yes.
You're staying in Pamplona?
Sure am.
So there will be a decathlon in Pamplona. And if your knee's giving you hassle tomorrow and you want a big brace, that's where you'll get your brace from.
Okay.
I don't know where it's located in Pamplona, but the city itself, from my recollection, wasn't huge. So
it's not too big. I was there, spent half a day there away here, and it seemed quite easy to walk around and see. So I'll do that when I finish the day and have a shower and freshen up, go for a little bit of a wander and loosen up.
Heck yeah. No, I like that, man. So I guess like you talked about preparing for the Camino and you talked about some of the walks you were doing and you said for 9 months you've been going. At like what distance did you start with the walks?
5 or 6 kilometres.
Okay, yeah.
Plus I was going to the gym as well. Yeah. Because as I said, I'd had a serious health issue, so I'd got back into the gym and had to build up muscle mass and all those sorts of things. So I was alternating gym 4 days a week and then 2 or 3 walks.
Oh, nice.
And that's just around this local suburb. So beautiful, nice suburb in the south of Perth.
With your pack on, everyone's looking at you real weird, like, what is this guy doing?
Only in the last 2 months.
Okay.
And a few of the neighbours, I'd just walk off and they go, what are you doing? I'd tell them, they'd just look at me with a funny look on their face.
Yeah.
But they understood what I was doing. So, every now and again, the odd person toot their horn as you're walking down one of the main roads. But that's life. I just built it up, and then 2 weeks out I did a 20k walk, and the weekend prior to that I did 2 14k walks.
Nice, man.
And then in the preceding month I did at least 1 10-kilometre walk a week.
Nice.
Plus the 5, 6 or 7-kilometre walks.
Yeah.
So
no, I like that.
Yeah, it was good. Dragged my partner around on a few of the smaller ones. So it was good. So
Good. She wasn't keen for this though?
She was, but just the timing. I've been planning this for a good 12 months.
Yeah.
And with her small business and stuff, it was just stretching the friendship too far to be able to leave her small business away for 5 or 6 weeks.
Look,
so yeah.
What's the name from, oh my goodness, I can't even think of it. And I know I mentioned it to you earlier. Rob from Rob's Camino on YouTube. Shout out, Rob. He's a fellow Australian, but ultimately he always said, if you can do a Camino and you only get to do one, do it by yourself.
Yeah.
But this just, for me, it opens up for you to walk it at least twice now, once by yourself and once with a partner.
Yeah, or do, the Portuguese leg or something like that. Or there's so many different Caminos to do. So, but definitely we're doing something into the future.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I was talking to an 83-year-old today who's walked 18 Caminos in his time. Not always the full distance, but normally I think the shortest was 130 Ks. And he said the most beautiful Camino there is the Primitivo.
Yep. Okay.
I don't know too much about the Primitivo, but he was just saying that is the Camino of choice for beauty.
I looked at that when I was researching this one, the El Norte and the Primitivo, because you can link them in.
Oh, really?
But I thought for a first one, this one would be better.
Yeah.
A little bit more commercialised and just easier to do. Apparently those two aren't as popular, so they don't have the support structures.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's fair.
But I've worked out what you should and shouldn't pack, and listen to a few people. I probably packed a little bit too much, and I'm doing the cheats way, and I've got a pack going on each day. But it's giving me a few of my luxuries. But even then, I've worked out after 2 days I don't need a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I've got my day pack, which is pretty light, and it's just got the essentials in it, and all those sorts of things. And
so when you talk about the luxuries, how many days of clothes do you have?
I had 3 sets for walking, and then I had 2 sets for afters. There's just some comfy clothes and a good pair of sneakers for at night. I've got 2 pairs of walking boots.
Oh, nice.
I had that I'd broken in. I've got a good pair of lightweight Under Armours, which are good. And then I've got a pair of sort of more heavy-duty hiking ones, which are leather, waterproof and stuff. But I've worked out after the 2 days in the mountains, I'm going to switch out to the Under Armours, which are that much lighter.
Yeah.
And noticeably lighter.
Yeah,
to go to that sort of tactical boot, and they're well broken in, and they'll be
sweet.
Yeah, they'll get me to the end, and then that'll be their time done.
Heck yeah. Look, my shoes, I've got Asics Camino, and I used the same pair last year. Not the same pair, but the same model last year. And they made 500 Ks, and I've been a runner. I used to be a runner. I like long distance, and so I love these shoes. But they made 500 Ks, and with that, I'm cutting pieces off the sole because it's just flailing.
Yep.
And I chose the same pair this year purely because I knew I didn't get blisters.
Yeah.
But it was a hard choice because I know that they're going to fall apart. I know that I'm not going to get the full Camino out of a good shoe. The last 300 Ks, they really deteriorate quickly. And so I think you've probably, number one, having 2 different sets is really wise. But also having actual hiking boots / shoes.
Yeah, and I think today and yesterday, the hiking style boots I thought was well suitable for the ankle support through the mountains. And when they talk about going through the mountains, the Pyrenees, and they are mountains.
They are, aren't they mountains?
They are mountains.
You don't, that first day from Roncesvalles from Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port up to Roncesvalles, you're not ready for it, are you?
No. It's, that was a challenge, but a good challenge.
Yeah.
I didn't have any moments where I thought, why am I doing this? I thought to myself a few times, you're an idiot.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it was just those sorts of thoughts going, you didn't train enough in the hills for this, but just one foot in the other and just work through it.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
And that's it. Ultimately, one foot in the other.
Yep.
It's the way of the Camino.
Yeah, and I've met people other than a couple of Aussies like yourself. I've had pidgin English conversations with Spanish, a mad Irishman, which you've met as well.
Oh yeah.
Italians, had a good conversation with a guy from Bavaria in Germany.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He spoke very good English, but yeah, the ones that don't speak very good English, and fortunately, I'm no good with languages, but you know, you can have 10-minute conversations with people, and you're both speaking different languages, but you both know what you're talking about. It's good. It's good fun.
It's funny how simple basic communication can be.
Yeah.
Like you understand the point, the gist of the conversation. Yeah. And I do want to say, when you're like, I'm no good at languages, I don't think you need to own that. I think like in Australia, it's not ever really put up to us as like, this is important to learn. And so from a young age, we never learn it. And it's, yeah.
Right, so
It's definitely hard. So don't take ownership on that, mate. I like to think it's a generalized Australian thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know that many Australians that speak second languages.
only the ones that have got cultural history that their parents have kept with them, which is So yeah, my two children spoke French when they were little.
Oh, really?
They don't speak it now, but that was because their heritage on their mother's side
Was French. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was that's how they would. In 28 years, I couldn't speak a word of French. Go figure. Brain wasn't tuned that way.
That's all right. You were out of France in a day, mate.
Yeah, no.
Problem solved. Yeah. But yeah, so you're 2 days in.
Yep.
I'm presuming you met a lot of people.
Yeah, I've probably spoken to 20 to 30 people along the way, and had some really good conversations, and it was good today. Like, had a couple of chats to you, and then a guy and two ladies from Queensland that have hiked all over the world. They've hiked in every country. They were rattling off hikes I'd never heard about, and we had dinner. It was good. Just we talked about everything but home. Didn't talk about Australia.
You don't need to talk about Australia.
We talked about hiking and their experiences and what they're doing and what I'm doing, and yeah, it was good.
Yeah. And so you're going all the way to Saint Jean Pied de Port? I mean, sorry, you're going all the way to Compostela to Santiago?
Yes.
Are you going to Finisterre?
No, I hadn't planned to do that bit. So I just thought to Santiago, get to there, and then I'll head back to home to Perth, and then for my unwind, my partner and I are heading up to Bali for 9 days to just relax and unwind and unpackage what I got out of this walk. Because I've brought a little bit of baggage, not baggage, but the reasons I'm doing it when I get home that'd be good. I definitely know. Last year I made friends the first day, and so from then on we kind of walked together. Yeah. But it got to the point where even though I really appreciated these people, I would be like, okay, guys, I'm going to disappear for the rest of the day. Yeah.
And I would just walk at a completely different pace, or I would walk like 2 days ahead.
Yeah.
And then just like wait for them to catch up, just so I could have that processing time and the ability to just like breathe and sit in a thought. Because in life, I think in any life, you just get things that you just kind of hold on to, and you can't release until you've got time to let go and release.
That's right. And that's what I found the first 2 days. Haven't even been thinking about anything else other than just getting a feel for what we're doing and getting a feel for my body and my pack and all that sort of stuff, and just getting a feel for the environment is probably a better thing. Being aware of your surroundings and working out what's what. And photos don't do it justice. And I've got a large cohort of family and friends back home that want the daily update. So I'm not huge on Facebook. I like to just do good posts and fun posts. But so I'm doing a daily update. It's probably 10 photos of stuff I see that I think might be worthwhile. And then I'm putting in a daily quote. So during the course of the day, something will pop into my head, and that's my quote. So the first 2 days, the first day was, it's all in the rhythm. Yeah. And then today, I don't like lactic acid.
Nobody does, man. Nobody does.
So each day is something will pop into my head, and if it stays in my head for the whole day, it's like, okay, that's going to be today's quote. It's all positive stuff. No negative vibes. It's all positive vibes and all that sort of stuff, because that's what I want out of my life in the future. Is it's all positive. If someone's got negative, it's like, yeah, too bad, move on.
You can dwell on this. I'm not going to dwell on this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit in this space because I don't want that.
Yeah.
We're here on Earth for a short time. Let's be as positive about it as possible.
Thinking about walking the Camino de Santiago? A great guidebook can make your journey smoother and more enriching. Camino guides offer everything from practical advice to cultural insights, helping you get the most out of your pilgrimage. No matter if you're tackling the Inverno route or even going from Sanabres, Camino guides will surely impress. Check out the links in the description below.
How did you come to hear about the Camino?
I'd heard of it over the years, and one of my friends, he rode it about 15 years ago.
He
rode on a mountain bike.
On a mountain bike, yeah.
Mountain bike, and a good 15 years ago, and that was after he'd been through some trauma. And then over the years, you just hear the odd person that's done it.
Mm-hmm.
And then lady I started dating was talking about it when I first started dating her about 4 years ago, and she was talking about it. I said, I'd be really interested in that. It was like, no, it's a girls' trip only. And then COVID hit, so that all went off.
So did she ever do it?
So her and two of our other good friends, they did it last year, but they did the Porto one, the Portuguese.
Oh, yeah. Porto.
So they did that. So they did that one. So we were no longer partners by then, but I got to follow their trip, the three of them, and I'm still good friends with the other two ladies, so you just got to experience a little bit of the taste.
Yeah.
And then around the same time as that, four colleagues of mine, two that I know quite well and two that I don't know as well, four of them, all gentlemen in their 50s and 60s, they did it. They did this one. And one of the guys, Dicko, he did a big post every day. He wrote a really quite, I think he said cathartic was the word he used. Like doing at the end of each day, he just did a big thing of what they found in the day and photos and stuff like that. And then it was like, job's on. I'm definitely doing it. I was recovering from an illness at the time. And so I thought, I just started planning it out, mapping it out. Once my recovery was doing the right things, it was like, okay, I'm doing this. Went and told my specialist, said, this is what I'm doing. One of the bonuses was that one of the registrars, she's from Spain, but she happens to be working in Australia. And I said I was doing it. She's like, great, that's awesome. So that was handy. And I got full clearance 4 or 5 weeks ago, and all my medication stopped, and it was like I'd already booked everything, so I was coming no matter what. It's once you start talking about it back home, it's like, oh, such and such has done it, or this person's done it, or I've done it, and all these other people. So, and then I've got friends and new friends in my world that are planning on doing it in the next year or two.
Oh, nice.
So they're going, okay, we want the information, what it's all about. So one of the ladies sent her a message to a paramedic going, put that pack on and get up into the hills of Perth. And start cracking into it.
Yeah. You'll be pleased to know that the hills mostly calm down.
Yeah.
There's 2 days of hills that I remember that are upcoming.
Yeah.
And one has a pretty rough downhill, only because it's not a nice smooth downhill. It's like pretty bumpy, but there's no shale like it was today, because that was gross.
Yeah, the shale and the washaways were pretty hectic.
Yeah.
That last 2 kilometres just over here, that was
a slow 2 kilometres.
That was slow. That was just watching where I was putting my feet and my poles, and just didn't want to blow out my knee. So
And when because I was dead against poles. When I joined the Camino last year, I was like, no way, they're stupid, they're dumb, I don't need them, I think they're dumb. The end.
Yeah.
I had some knee issues, and so obviously I got some poles. I brought my poles back this year. Day one, I'm whipping them out, loving them.
Yeah.
You're a big fan of the poles?
I like the poles. And depending on what I'm walking on, like some of those steep hills had them for going up and down, but sometimes on the flat I'd put one away and just with one.
No,
just
nice.
Changing hands and stuff like that, just getting a bit of other movement in the body.
Yeah.
So just been doing that.
Can you do me a favor? Just as a brother in pole using, can you never just like walk along dragging your poles with the metal tips behind?
No.
Oh my gosh.
My poles, I wore out a set of tips, the rubber tips. I think the Kathmandu poles. And I wore out the rubber tips in 2 days. So I've just switched them out for new ones. But I think, yesterday going up that first mountain, we're really digging in on the bitumen.
Yeah.
So I think this set will last a lot longer.
Yeah. And the Spanish people get very... Okay, I remember seeing one Spanish lady get very annoyed at people using their poles in the cities without tips, without the plastic tips.
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah, I saw that in a couple of Facebook pages and comments. So
Yeah.
So I actually brought 3 sets. So I've got another set up my sleeve, and I mean, probably you can get them along the way if I need to.
Heck yeah. Awesome, man.
Yeah, but on the flats I find don't really need them.
Yeah.
So which is good unless I'm feeling a bit tired. But yeah.
Yeah. No, I found I keep mine mostly away except for hills and downhills.
Yep.
Just because I don't love having things in my hand. And if I've got something in my hand, I want to spin it.
Yep.
And like that's bad for everybody near me. Yeah, you're going to get hit. It's going to happen. So you mentioned that you have Kathmandu poles. You've also got a Kathmandu bag. Is a lot of your get up from Kathmandu?
No, my main day pack's an Osprey.
Oh, nice.
Osprey 32.
Oh, is it the Sirius S something?
Yeah, something like that.
Did you get yours from Anaconda?
No, from, another place in Perth, Paddy Palin.
Okay, I've seen when I was looking to try and buy Ospreys, because I was after the Exos 55.
Yeah.
And like now, just because I want that for long term.
Yeah.
But nowhere in Australia seems to sell it. But Paddy's did come up as an Osprey reseller.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Paddy's had it in Perth.
Yeah.
So my main kit bag that's going on each day is Kathmandu. I've had that for probably 10 years, that one. And but my day pack, which could, if I'd done it just with no extra support, that would suit me to do the day. Carry my 2 to 3 chains of clothes, no worries at all.
Yeah.
Great setup, good support, well set up.
Again.
And then all my clothes are Under Armour. I've just made that choice. I like Under Armour and just did all that stuff.
Perfect. I mean, I'm going to get a little bit personal now. I did see you repping the only, I want to say the most Australian brand for underwear ever, but Bonds may disagree. I did see some tradies.
Oh, I had to
get hung on.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. Now, did you opt for the cotton tradies or?
Yep.
Cotton. See, I have a pair that I sleep in because I'm just like, nothing is more comfortable than some tradies.
Tradies are good.
Yeah,
good
they're the best. So if you're not wearing tradies, go out, get yourself some tradies, and if you don't like them, there's something wrong with you. Yeah. There's not something wrong with the tradies.
That's right.
But when I saw them, I was like, I did get a big smile. It's like, my man.
Yeah. That's Aussie. So
I opt not to walk in my tradies, mostly because I've had issues with like a rash, not a rash, but like chafing.
Yeah.
And so I use some, I'm sure it's just like, it's an Adidas polyester pair. And
I've got Under Armour skins.
Oh, nice.
I put them under my shorts. Skins for the walks.
Yeah. So, okay, that's handy. Yeah.
I found the skins, tried a couple of different varieties, and just come back to the Under Armours.
Yeah. So. I will give you one tip, and it's only because I found it. I once did the first 55K day I did last year, even with my Adidas ones, I started to chafe, and I was just like, I can't. I'm not going to do this. So I went and bought a different pair, and then I use my Adidas ones 90% of the time. But if I ever feel like any uncomfortableness, I just swap them for the others for a couple of days. and then I swap back.
Yeah.
And I found that to be really good.
I think most of my days are mid-20s, and I've got 2 30K days.
That's good though. That's nice.
It's broken up nicely.
The
company I used have broken it up really well.
That's good. Last year I was a bit stupid, and I lived for the long days, so I just like punished myself because I liked where my mind went when I was like exhausted. I was like, that's what I want most days.
Yeah.
Well, not most days, but a lot of them. And so I punished myself, but I wouldn't recommend that for anyone.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it was rough. Like it was pretty rare that I spent time at an albergue actually hanging out with people.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, I'd walk until 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, and then find bed, go to bed, repeat.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, I wanted to just make the most of being able to relax and enjoy the evenings, afternoons.
Yeah.
Get somewhere, have something to eat, sort your pack out, relax in the afternoon, do whatever.
Yeah.
Just chill out, talk to people, or just have my own space and just relax, unwind, let the body relax. I'm 54. I've been fit and relatively healthy all my life, but the aches and pains kick in.
Yeah.
And and then have quiet evenings and hit the rack by 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Have you ever dreamed of walking the world's most iconic trails? With Virtual Pilgrim, you can embark on a breathtaking journey without ever leaving your home. Experience stunning 4K footage of legendary routes, starting with the Camino de Santiago. Search for Virtual Pilgrim on YouTube and begin your adventure today.
And one other tip I just have for you, and I'm sure I hope you don't need it, but I found when I started, I'd occasionally start to blister on my feet, and actually it only ever happened the once, and then I double socked.
Yep.
And I never had any issues ever from then on in. So if you do ever get to that point, you're like, oh, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And you're not wanting to bandage every day or,
No, I've been pretty good. I haven't changed any of my routine, and because I've been doing so much walking, I've got
your whole body's used to it.
Feet I haven't got any hot spots, I haven't got any rub marks.
Amazing.
Nothing, no pressure points.
That's
my feet feeling really good.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking 2 days in, if I was going to start to get blisters, I would have thought they'd be kicking in by now.
Yeah.
So,
especially with the hills.
Yeah, the hills, and especially the coming down. So, I've got one little rub spot on one of my toes. That happens at home when I do some big walks and stuff like that. So it's not a blister of anything like that. So I'm pretty happy with that.
That's good. That's good. And 2 days in, I know this is a big question, what is a piece of advice you have for somebody who's coming to walk the Camino for the first time?
Oh, just go with the flow and make the most of it. Do your good preparation and planning so you know where you want to go, what you want to do type thing, got your right kit, and then just once you hit St. John, just go with the flow. Just don't punish yourself, one day at a time, and work your way through it.
Life will work out.
So everyone has different means or ideas as to why they're here and all that stuff. I'm not religious, but it is a pilgrimage of sorts for me.
Yeah.
Because of some of the things I've been through in the last 2 years. So it's part of my reset. I'm in a good place, but it's still part of the reset and part of my journey forward. And just moving on with life.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I definitely I believe that if everybody did the Camino, the world would be a much more peaceful place.
Could be.
We may not have world peace, but I know that when I came back, I was just so much more relaxed. And even my friends and family, they made comment, like, Sam, you are much more chill than you were. I mean, granted, I was away for a long time last time, so it wasn't just the Camino, but I would attribute most of my mellowness to the Camino.
Yeah.
Because I just think it was restorative for my soul.
Yeah, well, that's sort of what I want to get out of it, I think, a little bit. I haven't sort of made plans on exactly what I want to get out of it, but I know it's going to just give me some another tool in the toolbox of life. And show that you can do things when you've had few kicks
Yeah.
in close succession. Doing this Camino is sort of part of the rebuild, restructure, move forward. 54 years old. I've got another 40 years on this world at least.
Yeah.
Just get it on.
Heck yeah. Now, when you were in preparation for the Camino, I know you had friends who'd walked it. I know you mentioned to me previously that you'd watched The Way with Martin Sheen. Did you spend much time on YouTube?
No, I actually didn't do. I'm not a YouTuber as such. I don't do much YouTube research or looking at YouTube, so no, I didn't. Probably should have, but I didn't. I just followed a couple of Facebook pages and read some comments and just if someone was making some good comments about what they were doing or what they had found with it, I sort of screenshot it or tag it, so you could go back and add it to the list of research.
Beautiful, dude. Look, I'm certain there's so much more we could talk about, but it is starting to get a little bit dark.
Yep, no worries. Good. Nice meeting you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And who knows if we're keeping the same pace. Maybe I might hit you up towards the end of the Camino and just see where your head's at. And
no worries. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for your time.
Cheers, Mike.
See ya.
Appreciate it.